Right, so welcome back to Hibiscus Sports Centre here in the south part of Brisbane. It's a nice night, 20 degrees, and we're about to see the third and fourth place matchup of Victoria taking on the Deactive Western Stars, which should be a really interesting encounter, Tom.
Looking forward to this one. So, I think the previous game, although it came down to a wire, was a bit disappointing as far as the level, and I think both teams can improve on that. This game is do or die. Whoever loses goes out here and can't compete for the gold medal. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to the matchup with Chaplin and Del Toto against people like Inglis and Merritt. And then obviously you've got the 1 point matchup of Melanie Adams from Victoria matching up against Sarah Vinci from WA. So.
Very unfortunate tonight on the clear night. Won't be out court. You can see her sitting on the sideline. She's out with an injury at the moment. But, Merritt with 33 points a game, 11 rebounds, just impressive numbers coming off a pretty good campaign at the World Championships with 10 points. They should have enough offense to be pretty competitive. We see that Victoria win the tap early. Shelley Chaplin a little bit confused about which way to go, but that's okay.
Still find a way.
As we see Randall Kozo finding Ellie Cole under the ring, and she can't connect. She's an improving type, Ellie.
She's special. I mean, I've got a lot of fun for her. Great kid, a lot of fun, loves the game. She'll be swimming for Australia at the Rio Paralympics, and hoping that she continues on the basketball. But she's willing to contend for our under 25
The early offense that the active Western Stars being able to provide some really nice ball movement there, and I think that's the sign of things. The camera's looking good, so as we see Del Tozo advance the ball up the court to Chaplin, and she dribbles away into the key, looking to penetrate. Can't too many going here with Del Tozo. Finds Mel Adams, and I think she's one of your favourites in this team. Is that right?
Yeah, I love the kid. She's not really a kid, but I call her a kid because she's probably half my age. But look, she has come in leaps and bounds. She's taken the game on, knows how to pick and roll. She knows how to handle the ball, and she's just a competitor.
Sarah Vinci taking another shot, but it's a good look. I like the intent that Frascari's showing here. He's coming out here to win this game, and he's playing some very smart offense early. They're getting up on the ball, and nice dog. So Mackenzie has a look, can't connect, but not bad defense there, keeping the threat out, which is obviously going to make it a lot easier to win this game, Tom.
Yep. Jade Richards, the young girl. Oh, there you go. No, it's Rebecca Vinci. Sorry. Rebecca Vinci is the sister of Sarah Vinci, able-bodied candidate playing in the Western Stars. She's a good little shooter, and you let her get away like that, you'll score most times.
See Randall Tozo finding Ellie Cole. Puts the juice up, can't take it, but he'll have a jump ball, and he's back to the Deactive Western Stars here. So
there's a bit of a technical glitch going on at the moment. The live stats don't seem to be running at the moment, so I don't know whether we can get word across to the other side of the court to get them to activate that. Here's the Victorian tactic where two players are going on Amber Merritt. So they're prepared to give up one or two players defenders to keep her out of the game. And as you can see, her life will be difficult most times.
So as we see, George English with the ball up high, they're running a bit well in the shot clock there with 5 seconds to go. That's a very nice little play from the Deactive Western Stars. Ball didn't hit the ring, but too bad though. The vocal of John Frascari, of course, the coach of the silver medal winning team in London only 2 years ago, Tom.
Yeah, we certainly get my statistics, unfortunately, with the sliders at the moment, but we're about to change that, but he did a fabulous job in London, and all credit to him. He's put a lot of work into that team, and I was lucky enough to take on the team after his finish with it. So he'll give us a real crack, and John Frascari won't die wondering. He's a great competitor. Tina McKenzie, going down in retirement this year after the London Paralympics, coming back to playing national league.
So obviously we see the tactics down here low where a bit higher on the key where Amber Merritt has been double teamed, but Perth credit finding the open man, very smart basketball, but very good basketball, sort their way through the game.
Well, the problem that Victoria has got is they have to go through stop her in the first instance. that gives the Perth team enough chance to set up their other players in a numbers mismatch of about 4 on 2, basically. So that's going to be tough for Victoria.
Nice man out here. Very interesting start from both teams, as we've seen. Del Costa and this has been a good find. I had the pleasure of playing alongside the before they were previously Victoria, and he's a very good player, very good shooter, good competitor, and she's a good fit for the Gliders. I'm sure you'll agree, Tom, with her high shooting percentage, she can give you some real offense off the bench.
Yeah, well, she came in against the US and we went to her, and unfortunately she's probably been quicker than most of us because of her disability, but we went to her early in the second half and she lit up on the outside against the US and put us back in the game. She ended up finishing that game. It's probably the first game she finished for the Gliders, so all credit to her. I've got a lot of faith in Leanne as a player. She's certainly trimmed down. She's a fit, young, strong athlete, and Chaplin in some trouble here. Amber able to turn the chair away from the basket. Good defense from the Perth team, though. Stars really worked on that defense and made people other than Shelley Chaplin good ball control there.
Good ball here. Amber working very hard, trying to beat here. So obviously with the double team, they've got 2 options. Obviously they can look to get that good ball. They can kick the ball around and just score.
Well, I think Gary has got Rebecca Vinci, which she didn't have in Sydney. And that gives her another person to play that 4-on-3.
Yeah, they've lost the ball, but
Change the time.
oh, she's pushing it to Amber. Oh, forward the charge, and really nice play there. Sarah Vinci, she's been another great find in the Gliders program, of course, making her debut in the Paralympic Games 2012 under John Friscari.
Yeah, Sarah Vinci, surprisingly, is one player that shoots higher in competition than she does in training, Jeremy. So, that's one thing that poise the basket is becoming better and better. She's only young, and I think having played not in the team has helped her along the way, learning the game of basketball.
Nice ball movement here up the court, beating the press, which is good signs early for WA. They've been going quite well. You see, she's not afraid to shoot the ball, and that's exactly what we talked about in the pre-game. She does shoot the ball at 30% around the 3-point line, and another short range inside looks to increase her percentage another 10%. So,
but I think in the women's game, she's probably one of the few shooters for the She's only young, 20 years of age. She's got a big career ahead of her. Just missed out on playing for the team in the world, but her confidence has just gone up in leaps and bounds. And what it's done is not being selected for the world's team, it's really made her hungrier. And I'm very impressed in the National League this year. She's really starting to step up and become a major player.
one of those players who, of course, is trained abroad over in Alabama. We've got a number of inclusive of Kobe Christmas, Yannick Lee, and of course she went out there and had a bit of a visit, and players certainly do get around in terms of their training regimes, and it's only beneficial for players to travel more and learn some different training styles. We see the ball tipped over to Sarah Vinci. Darren and Georgia, Inglis can't connect that time, but quick 4 points for her, so Friscari would have to be very happy with that start. Obviously another able-bodied player in the game, and done a good job being able to convert 4 of their first 8 points, which is a great start.
Coach Gould, must have a chat.
David Gould, ex-Paralympic gold medalist, your offsider, so to speak, assistant coach along with Troy Saxon, the Australian Gliders team. And how valuable is it having some experience in this game?
We've got 2 Paralympic gold medalists, 1 dual gold medalist. My staff was second to none. Really pleased with what I've got. Both doing something different. David's a gold medal. Probably no better explaining to the chair skills with David Gould. You've got Troy Saxon, so all the elite athletes. People love him or hate him, but Troy is a become something hugely sustainable for the future.
Of course, alongside the also got Jane Kyle, who served as the winning team manager as well for the Comets, and obviously having support staff such as her, and you've obviously got physios. It's a big operation these days. It's probably changed a lot 15 years ago where it was just a coach and a team manager and one team bag, but now it's really turned into something that is quite impressive for elite sport.
I was talking to Liz Fivax, who was coach of the Lions at one stage, and she and her on tour. So we go away now to make a tournament. We might have 6 stars. None of them are helping. They're all there to do a job to service the athletes. So physiotherapist second to none, Anna DeRue. Join us as the technical coach of the World Championships. He's an exceptional asset for the team on the technical side. Like the rollers, we also get use of Dr. and that's a big part of our winning program is our ability to be able to back up and manage the tournament. So that is a big part of that recovery regime and protocol.
We go back to a nice little hustle by Western Southern. Unfortunately couldn't retain the ball, but it's really turned up the pressure because it's gone to an 11-8 lead, which is
a little bit scrappy at the moment, Both teams are trying to settle into a rhythm, and at this stage the defence is getting quite aggressive, which is good. We like to see that, good chair contact. Obviously at every level of the Australian program we're trying to stop chairs. Stopping chairs means that players have to restart, and that slows the momentum of the game down to your pace.
Kenzie picks up a quick foul. Looks like we may be in bonus here. It's not that early. There's 3 minutes left in the game, but Tina McKenzie with a quick session. Probably not a lot of options on the bench here for us coaches Jordan Hodgins. A couple of 5 pointers on the bench. So
you'll see a lot of Fabio in this game. Ellie Cole's doing the role. She had an exceptional last round in Sydney. She probably had 4 or 6 in the field in one game, so she lit up. But the round before that in Victoria, Laura had an outstanding session. Her first game was 5 or 6 in the floor, one just inside the 3-point line. She's a talent, she can turn it on too. I don't think that Coach Gill will hesitate to put him on.
Yeah, of course, and quality player, but I think also Kenzie, with those point classifications, it's going to be very hard for him to make those adjustments if they don't have the players who they can run for those points. Of course, in their basketball, 14 points, or in the women's league it's 15 points. So 15 points. So he will have to monitor that, but quite a deep bench. Of course, got Kylie Prestwich, who's pretty new to the sport, who's competing pretty well. So also a bit of indecision here from the referees, unsure by what the score is. Like it might be a bit more sport.
Coach Piscari's got an argue the point, so he's going to burn a time out here while he's talking to the referees. He's actually going to use that time out to talk to the referees. We're not smart with it, and giving that up.
Hard to know that as a new role at Optimus to speak to referees. Look, they've had a pretty good start to this game. I think it looks like it's been really fair and quite reasonable, and maybe just to set a bit of a tone later in the game, just to make sure that small things don't go unnoticed. But I'm not quite sure what that one was about. But just coaches got their teams under control, and it is scrappy, this game in many ways, but it's going to be a good game because it's been done quite even in action. We've got pretty similar in points. I think that Victoria might not have won the same amount of games as Perth Stars, but obviously having seen Oxford to help them, world class, probably the best in the world. I think Merritt is having an impact in herself, maybe not on the scoreboard necessarily, just had the 2 points, but just dragging that defensive throw away from the basket, the top, and making everyone else be accountable.
Well, what she's doing is taking 3 of them to stop it. So they're trying to trap. And what we call in our riders, we try to do it 23, which is 2 players actually targeting the main player to try and get a lockdown. We normally do that with a 1 point, a 2 point, or a 2-1, so that we basically use the minimum amount of points for a maximum amount of games. If you've got a 4.5 like Amber Merritt and you can hold her down with a 2 point and a 1 pointer, you've basically just added 2.5 points to your, or 2 points to your advantage on court. So the see Shelly Chaplin is taking their advantage, and that's their time. Randall is starting to break them open.
You see Amber Merritt now got around a wooden mat, obviously. Maybe Victoria has got a 12 to 10 lead. I'm under the impression no, they have changed it. 14 weight lead. So as we see Shelly Chaplin able to find Leanne Del Tozo under the bucket and able to put it in, and obviously knowing Leanne Del Tozo, her classification has changed 2 or 3 times. She's gone from a 3.5 to a 4 to a 3.5 and probably gone around a full circle again, but obviously being a 3.5 must help your rotations, knowing that Amber Merritt's a 4.5.
It does indeed. So I can put in a Shelly Chaplin or a Leanne Del Tozo with an Amber Merritt. Which gives me a good 6 points to play with the other 3 players.
What point classification, if you could have your pick of players you would like in the gliders? Obviously it can be based around your best, your best scenarios and best lineups, but there's surely not be players of certain things that you would be looking for.
Look, we have a couple of combinations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 combinations works quite well for us. We're experimenting with a 1, 2, 2 half, 4, 4 half. And then we can mix it up and play our 3-4 combination. So we can do 3 4s or 4 half, 3 half, 4 and 2 1s. So that's sort of the main one. We've started experimenting with a midpoint combination of 2.5 and 3. Obviously capitalising on Tyler Jackson as the 2 with our ball handler. And that's more so to counteract people in teams like the United States that tend to be midpoint lineup.
I really like this play from Cass. Unfortunately couldn't capitalise, but just able to take the players right to the sideline, opening up the space. Very smart coaching here by Chris Curry. She's got lucky there, Vinci, that she hasn't been able to control the ball, but good work there by Ali Kyle. See what it means, finds the 1 pointer of Mel Adams. Can't connect, but good look. Good look, as you see Amber Merritt there, she's pushing her team really well.
If she's got the ball and she's out pushing people to run off the ball, so
that's how it works.
the average is up to 9 points a game.
She's got quite a nice outside shot as well. Obviously we weren't that if she played in the men's league and did a great job, and was a very valuable contributor. So and for some players that when you step up to that next level, of course, without the point deduction, it can be hard. But she's one who definitely can do it. But some nice ball movement here. Well done, Sarah Vinci.
Took the hit, got the ball away, just needs to finish.
Fortunate to just pop some chair contact and get it away, but a nice up over the top. Traditional shot there.
Yeah, look, I'm really happy with what's happening in the West. Last year the girls had Brad Ness to work with, and assistant coaches of the Stars, Mark Butler. They did an exceptional job with the girls over there. And this year we've been very fortunate with the move of Ben Ettrich back to Western Australia. Ben Ettrich, of course, is the Rollers head coach, dual World Cup medal winning, World Championship medal winning coach, as well as Paralympic gold and the Paralympic silver medal. So he's got the credentials. He's working with the girls over in WA. And things like Amber Merritt's shot, we actually increase the height of it, so that she doesn't. We're also working on things, or Ben's been working on things such as the silks, which will give her enough to play for the game. So all's looking really good in the West. I was a bit concerned 8 months ago when I asked them who the next level of participants were. They basically looked at each other and said, we are far edge, so they didn't really have much backup. But since then, the found young Jay Richardson's here tonight, 17-year-old. You'll be excited. I'm excited when I see her out the court. She's a great athlete, and I think she's only 17 years old age, so she's got the world in the future. Back in WA, young Amy Ralph, the 11-year-old, who surprised me this year, played a couple of National League rounds and obviously very young, but she's going to be in section basketball too. So Coach Scarry's telling me now that we've got another couple of them along the way. So things are looking really good in the West. John Scarry, Mark Utley, Brad Ness and Ben Edwards. I think we'll see some good things happening in this
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. They are both teams are actually quite well coached and certainly some improving signs from these teams are making a different formation than what they have in the past, which is a good sign of transition. As we know the statistics that you can see from the active Western Stars, they've done a good job spreading the shooting. Greg Vinci and Amber Merrick got 6 each at 3 points apiece to Sarah Vinci and George Ringle. So a good start for them, and 4 assists to George Ringle. Shooting the ball well, no foul trouble for any players. And Victoria, you've got 2 points apiece for Kelly Chaplin, Keegan Kenyon and Mel Adams, and then got 5 and 5 at 100%. She's got 10 points, throwing an assist and a couple of few balls in there, but probably the worrying thing for coaches Hodgson is that Chaplin and Kenyon and Adams have all got 2,000. Unfortunately, they're all the wrong classification. They have thousands flying up.
It is, and that's going to be a concern for them. Because of the defence they're playing, the US is 2 men up to try and get it in the room. You're really going to get those sort of fouls from time to time. The trouble with it is, if you don't have the depth to throw back at it, you could potentially be cutting off your nose to swipe your face if your main line-up's not down in contention late in the game.
We're about to resume the second quarter, and we'll see Shelley Chaplin inbound the ball for the 1 point, of course, Mel Adams. So they've grouped the talent of her, and she's obviously had a great start. All Del Tozo for her first miss of the game, but I'm sure that won't deter her. That's a very popular spot for her.
Amber Merritt was ball in hand besides the open play. Now they're doubling up on the backcourt. She's going to be working hard to come up with it. The other's got to shoot the ball. That's something that Sarah Vinci can miss.
We saw it in the last game where Sally Cronow was in a similar spot, and as the game wore on, she was about 4 of 7, I think, in that last half, which is a great result. And you just can't leave good plays open. These are world-class women's players, and they will hit shots. They've got a hand up there for Chapman, and impressive finish there for rolling into the center. That's a tough shot.
It is. It's something we try to work on with Kelly. Still a good shooter.
This game plan, it's working at the moment for Victoria, but of course once the active Western Stars start hitting their shot.
Unselfish play there from Ellie Cole.
Finds
There's an example of where a young girl new to the game is now starting to find out what the game's about. Unselfish, looking for players, open players.
Interesting to see what the call is here.
There's no call. Swimming call for a thousand out. There's really no gap there for
one of the things that I have been quite happy with early on has been the fact that George Ringle has the ball in transition. You notice that she'll hold that ball for an extra split second, which will make the defence have to hesitate a little bit more, and meanwhile while the open defensive player makes their way down the court, and it just means the decisions are that much easier as we see English line up. Good look. Screams out.
Seeing the first of more of the Sydney come on today. Good energy from Laura. Good cross from Tina McKenzie. Couldn't capitalise on it, Merritt shutting that down.
See Laura looking to get the kick, and it's a good read really. Leanne Del Tozo's made it work. She took her player away and fortunately can't capitalise. She might on the offensive board and goes. Very smart player, Leanne Del Tozo, and she's a very big student of the game.
Well, it's going to be a tough one to match because you've got Sergio and playing in the same role with Del Tozo sitting at the point. You've got a lot of power there in one court.
As we see Vincey find a range, and there we go. That's a great shot for her. She's able to knock in some buckets through the World Championships for Australia, and that's a nice shot for her.
Yeah, look, she certainly looks better under pressure. She does some new open layups, so something we need to work on, but she'll be kicking herself for the first one that she missed, but that was certainly harder than the first one.
See Shelley Chaplin dribbling around. Stopped here by Amber Merritt, very hard to pass over that. Hasn't turned it over, but tough pass, and Landell Kozo finding Laura under the bucket, but it's going to be, shot clock's going to expire, and bit of pressure there from the Western Stars.
Victorians didn't set up properly. They set that one up with Del Toso on one side, Passaggio on the other, and Chaplin at the point. Again, they went away from what worked for them the play before. See
Georgia English moving the ball. She might have a look here, unfortunately not. She can shoot that. And there she goes. It's a good look.
Just far off the mark.
It must be very valuable having a player with that kind of shooting range. It's certainly something to be very welcome to have. Obviously, Leanne Del Pozo and Laura coming through the squads, and you can't buy shooters, unfortunately. That's for sure.
No, but you can try and manufacture them.
And I'm sure you certainly do your best, but she's a raw talent, and of course you and I got the chance to see her at the Junior Nationals where she picked up a bronze medal for Victoria, and in a really tough competition, she did a great job, and had many 20-point games, and that's a huge return for such a new player to the game.
Yep. There's Amber Merritt throwing herself all over the floor again. She's such a tough competitor.
Of course.
Obviously Amber goes out with Sean Norris, so there's probably two pretty tough. I hate to live in their household because there's a lot of bloodshed on the floor from knocking each other out of their chairs and doing that at home. So it's a good environment for both. They're a nice young couple, and it's pleasing to see that they both play the game the same way.
Sean Norris is one of the, he's a fierce competitor. He's a great
all about him journey after the men's final.
Absolutely. It was something I thought very hard to watch him after the game, but he's a great line, a great competitor. He's a supporter of Queensland wheelchair basketball. Of course, coming over and supporting Rockhampton, one of the North Queensland regional teams, the Central Queensland in the Spinners tournament and the Classics. He's one of the real gentlemen of the game. That's for sure.
He's actually won a Queensland State Championship, hasn't he? So he's added that to with the Rockhampton Rock Wheelers. So and what a gentleman he was. He came over and taught them a lot about the game. So Coach Gould going off with the contact there, and you can start seeing fire up on the sideline. And we will see that with David. He's a very passionate coach. He believes in fairness and always try to pick up for his players. How important.
Amber Merritt looking to receive the ball. We're running out of time here on the shot clock. Problem there you go. Being able to find the shoot up. Just to get it up. It's got a hand up. Might be a block shot there.
Yes, a block on that one. Victoria getting out on the run.
Shelley Chaplin able to weave in and out. Good defense there. Hard foul, but obviously making it go the length. It's a part of the game. It certainly won't deter Shelley Chaplin from doing that again, that's for sure.
On the day, she read the play better than anyone else, and she read that perfectly. And this is the sort of play that I like to see Shelley do. She's attacking the hole. She's making the defense play defense. If she wants to turn it on, she can light up the stadium. So
credit to Shelley Chaplin as well, because obviously, not a bona fide high pointer by any means. That more ball carrying, higher functioning mid pointer, and that can be quite a hard role to play. But she certainly uses all the knowledge that she's attained from her time over in Illinois. She brought in and Kobe Griffin and Kathleen O'Kelly Findy all spent some time in Illinois, and it's really paid dividends even towards years after. As Rebecca Vinci not expecting the watched that a little bit. They had a 4-on-2 and didn't panic. Instead of drawing the flow and passing it. See Shelley Chaplin there. Being able to get Landell Pozo away from the basket and talking about those impossible shots there. It couldn't connect, but that's a
occasions. She has been hitting those in previous rounds.
It's interesting because her brother Daniel Dalcozo, of course, has the same 8 seconds, unfortunately, has the same injury as and very similar. They've got very good front control. They're like positions and finish tough shots. So it's a talent that I'm sure most coaches would love. Yep, certainly do. We see Coach Gould, Coach Hodgins, and of course Coach Oxley, who's been providing some support for the Victorian team. He's the Queensland Juniors coach, and I believe he's also been doing some work in the Riders program.
Yeah, well, he's crossed over to the dark side to Victoria, and I know Jeremy is one of our coaches here in Queensland, so part of his development is to work with David and the younger emerging athletes, so he's taking every opportunity to get into such much knowledge out of that coaching wealth of knowledge that David has. So good luck to him, and probably a very good water boy over there. I don't think he's had much input, but he'll be taking a touch
Of course, the gold medal winning coach of the Queensland Juniors, but of course it's coaching. As I learned this year, it's certainly a difficult job, and but we're very fortunate in Australia that we've got a lot of great coaches in all states. The development around coaching has certainly improved over the past, probably even the past 12 months, and we're finding guys who are really keen and passionate, but now also have that knowledge, and when you combine those things, you're going to develop some really nice coaches.
Is that my cue to mention you got the coach of the year for the Men's National League? Jeremy, congratulations on that. Taking the spinning ball for the first time.
Thank you, Tom. I would happily trade him for a championship, but look, it was nice to be acknowledged by my peers, but of course we've got a lot of work to do, and this is a long-term position, so we need to continue to develop. So as we see, first down the break here, Rebecca Vinci being able to find the ball. Great pass by Nat Alexander.
Certainly tried. Stephen McKenzie there.
Good ball movement. Very good ball movement. We'll find the open man, and that is a very high basketball IQ.
Face the floor, you've got a numbers advantage. Really easy, it's a numbers game. Open space.
Really enjoying the coaching style. He's had a plan, and he knew what was going to come out and happen tonight. Obviously, we've seen it through the season. Very different game style, definitely. I'm not exactly sure whether the pressure's really working for Victoria at the moment. You see Sergio in and out, but English kicks down the floor, gets an early kick on McKenzie. And we've got the numbers here if they can find Fine Amber, a rare touch of the ball for her tonight.
Don't shoot from the left side to stop it. English might stop this one.
Just out, but it's a way to keep defence honest, and she keeps looking, and they're good looks, they're not missing by much. You see Dalcozo screaming up the floor to look for a spot. Finds Chaplin, pulls it out, can't find any holes. So Mel Adams does a good job crowding space. Dalcozo contested, does not matter. She's automatic from that.
Yeah, that's a range. It clears up from that.
You can see two teams who of course are visitors. There's quite a bit of noise, and there's quite a few people in the stadium. It's quite an intriguing little game here as we see Vinci with the ball looking to knock one down. Look with Dalcozo in her face, and the low corner so low, they can knock down like that.
Say as a national coach, I'm very happy to see the ball like that. Something we really want from our one-pointers at the international level. The one-pointers get left trying to play on the bigger, greater threat players, so one-pointers got that sort of shot at the dimension.
I did notice that a lot of the teams that we did play, particularly in the United States, that their low corners are quite functional in terms of their ability to shoot the ball, and it's quite important really that you've got those dimensions of games. We see Sarah Vinci, battle of the low corners, Mel Adams, and really nice aggression there by Amber. Had to work pretty hard though, so makes sure to keep the energy in her arms. The Sergio out, let's put Chaplin out in the left wing. She'll make a good decision here.
Really have to be careful here because Merritt's on the break.
Does the business. 3.4 points a game. Which is of course important, particularly like we mentioned, the low pointers are scoring. It just adds an extra dimension, 3 to 5 points a game. It's just so important. Your points have to come from somewhere, and to add that to stealing and kicking is so important. A nice idea by English, but chopped off by the smarter Del Pozo, and the ball's out in front of Chaplin. I think that's a hustle to get this. Some others like me might have tried to spin that shot off the backboard, but that's
While you're sitting up here, Jeremy, and
that's it, mate.
playing.
It's of course very hard to control the chair and the ball. It goes without saying these guys are best at it. That's why they're in the National League. So it adds an extra dimension, but you see Georgia English finding Merritt that picks it up with 1 minute, 3 seconds. Unfortunate that they could probably have been more for a while.
One of our top referees in the country, and gave them enough opportunity to make use of that ball, but they were really stuffing around with it and making the ball.
As we see Chaplin finding DeFeggio, it's a good finish. Rims out. Just seems to be a bit of a lid on the basket for both teams at the moment. They're great looks as we see the skills of Merritt. That looks
2 on 1 here. Finish the pass, a quick score, Chaplin comes back into it.
And I just think passing possibly could have found English, but she gets to the board. Merritt just so aggressive. If she puts it in, it'd be a good
The first attempt at a tilt, didn't quite get up yet. Coach Etridge would be pretty happy with that.
She'll be getting testament to her. Very frustrating, obviously continuously being double teamed, but she looks like a pretty selfless player where she knows that she's creating other opportunities for her team.
She's a smart player. Good. Phil Morris, partnership. He's drawing 2. He knows there's an advantage of 4 on 3 down the other end. Smart enough to recognise that play out. But you saw her in that last race, she's still involved. She's the ball distributor. Still playing a role in that.
We see a timeout with 12 seconds on the clock, so obviously
wanting to progress the ball.
About a half time. So that'll be very interesting. I don't know if he's a goal or... so it'll be interesting to see. He might be looking for a play. You see where the person get up the floor, trying to stop it from happening. They've done a good job defending the team, and you think Victoria gets the ball out in front of the top of the play on that drop, so you've got a nice 12-second look, and Brown goes over behind the screen, and goal, Carl Adams left the line up the middle there, but get out early. Mark Utley, of course, is the active Western side. Nice development.
Coach is the Rockingham team, and I believe he got one of the coaches of the year awards over there this year. And welcome, mate. Great coach. Really intense in his play. He knows how to get the best out of the players. And he's been really good for this team to stay in calm. You can see Victoria behind the 4 seconds.
Just like what we just they did a good job at trying to stop the ball, but unfortunately they went out the back door, and that one was Del Pozo, probably the one you point out the back door, so she was able to finish, and that'll give them a 3-point lead. But a pretty interesting game. It's been pretty even. Not certainly not the highest standard. Probably these teams could play, but certainly they must be happy with Victoria would be happy to be in front at half time.
Yeah. Coach, you've got to be happy with the 3-point lead at half time on the other side. But I'd suggest that the team needs to clean up its defense. These players are starting to get out across, starting to get out where they have to, they're afraid of space to fall. It all leads to a great second half. Development, 3 points. I think Discovery might even press it. See how it's off the credit to him. He's 300 state league games, the everybody game. So many coaches can say he's coached 300 probably up now. Very exciting time. We've seen some of the young girls come on to Victoria. Laura Passaggio has had a couple of good looks, just can't put the ball in the hole. Ellie Cole's done some great things, finding the man and they're able to stay playing. She, I think, could be a factor in the second half as far as their offense goes. Perth probably set focusing in on look for Mel Adams to score a few points, and probably even Tina McKenzie or Nicole or Laura.
It's very interesting in terms like in the second half, so all the way the game unfolds. I guess I'm interested, Tom, for the viewers that obviously the professional athlete, obviously to talk on behalf of the Australian Women's wheelchair program, of course, and the amount of training that you guys typically do in a week and what that's leading to, so what the riders have coming up over the next 12 months leading into Rio.
Yeah, we've got a pretty cool program. So the girls basically training every 5 days a week. We're just entering next week, we're entering the sprint phase for about 8 weeks, which will lead us into our camp in December. The girls will go through an extensive strength and conditioning phase for the next 8 weeks. That will set them up beautifully for the camp in December. We've got another camp on the Sunny Coast in January, and then we take the team away to Osaka in February, play against some of the other developing nations. Great Britain, Japan, Canada. And they're bringing across development teams of under 28 and 29-year-olds. We're looking forward to that. We then have about a 13-week break from competition, and that's where we go through a power phase. Again, try to build the girls up, make them stronger, fitter, faster. Our goal really since the World Championship is to get quicker over those first 2 pushes and to increase our range of our stationary shooters. So that requires power, strength and power, and that's what we're going to be concentrating on in May. We hope in May that we'll get an opportunity to play a lot more series against some of the national next week. Coaching the Bullets have offered to bring the Bullets to the camp. So they both play against us. That gives us a chance to practice our game day process. For us, it's all about our leading to the Australian Oceanic Championship, which will be held probably in October or November. And on current ratings, we only have one team qualified for Rio, our zone. So it's all on the line there. Japan and China, I know, are pretty keen to be that team. They're getting better with every contest. We've got to be on our game to play there. In between that, we've got another 25 World Championship happening now. WNWBL just recently put out nominations for countries to host that. It would be nice if Australia could host that. A few people have asked me why don't we. So the bottom line is that we could host it, but a number of teams won't be able to make it because of the cost associated with coming all the way to Australia for European hosting federations. We don't have a great time. It's probably best to host it in and around Europe, but most of the teams are located. From that, we should get about 10 or 12 teams for the championship. We've got some budget there, well supported by the Australian Sports Commission, Australian Paralympic Committee, and the Australian Institute of Sport. So, from our perspective, we want to invest some money in our young girls, so it's our benefit to take these girls away to the world. So, a few of these girls, like Amanda Merritt, Sarah Vinci, Natalie Alexander, and Georgia Inglis from the Perth side. Ellie Cole in contention for Passaggio from the Victorian side. We've probably got Jade Richards as an outsider, as a new girl into the game. Ella Saviljack from the Comets you just saw. Georgia Munro Cook, we're looking at her from the Bears as well. So these are great players, and there's a couple of girls from the Flames, Jessie Ronnie and Hannah Gold. they do. It's probably eating all the right food at the right time. For us going into a training session and having a salad is probably not a good food. Going into that training session, we need to be loading up on carbohydrates to sustain themselves through that training session. So it's an education at that time. We're leaving a number of things to be done on wheelchair mats. People think that just get out there and play. If your wheelchair breaks, you don't get to play. So you forget to bring your spares and things like that. So it's all part of being professional. And with David Gould and Troy Sachs, they've stepped it up enormously as far as what that means. You'll find a fitter, faster and more intelligent athlete over this next 12 to 18 months. And our aim is to go and really take it to the next level.
Absolutely. I think that, of course, finishing silver or getting silver in London, in that gold medal game for much of it, the Germans pulled away pretty late. The World Championships, of course, finishing sixth wasn't ideal, but there were some games there that probably could have gone either way, and so certainly not as doom and gloom as what it might sound. Of course, Australia have we've got pretty high standards here, I think, around performance, but I think a few things have been obviously turned around, and those performances have turned into really positive future performances.
Yeah, look, I think, you say we got sixth in the world, but we were 4 points away from Canada, the gold medalists in the quarterfinals, and there's, most teams will find that Boomers and Andre Lamanis will testify. You get that quarterfinal game is a tough one. The first game of the World Championships, we came up against the USA. They touched us up a little bit, and that didn't set us up properly, and we ended up playing the gold medalists in the quarterfinals. So that really knocked us about as far as our campaign. And I think the Great Britain men's team is probably a good example of that. They finished their pool undefeated, and they got beaten in the quarterfinal, and they ended up out of the medal picture. So one game off sync can cause a whole heap of issues for you. So our philosophy now is to take care of every game as it comes. Treat every game as a gold medal game and get that job done.
Looks like teams are back out here. I think, of course, tomorrow the Bull Camp Bears will be taking on the winner of this game, which will either be Victoria Western Stars or the Active Western Stars. I think both these teams have a shot at, if either of them could make that final, I think both teams definitely have a shot of trying to knock that team off. And of course, getting Liesl Tesh and Kathleen O'Kelly Kennedy is going to help, but these guys, Amber Merritt, she can light it up if they're able to make the final, and Cohen as well as Victoria, if they're able to get their game going, which they haven't quite at this stage, but they are building, would be a big chance of being a threat. So as we look to commence in the second half, the Western Stars ball, of course, swapping directions as we do at the half. Finding George Ringlis. I don't think she's going to look at the three this early in the quarter. Dribbles around.
You never know. Youth has its advantages. They don't tend to worry about those sort of things, Jeremy.
Certainly not a shot I was looking for, or maybe I was, but I just never expected to hit it. As we find Amber Merritt out here on the wing, and basically anywhere she was going to be a mismatch, and look to start positively. It's a good look.
Yeah, look, it's a good look, and I like the fact that she's having a look at it and taking it. In the past, Amber would have been hit at the moment. It's always good to see that. Having to go early.
As we see Tina McKenzie drawing a foul on I don't mind that foul. You can look to push her tail because, of course, which is in my eyes, as long as they're pushing their chair and they try and make that right decision, I don't have a problem with it. So good call there by the ref. They did that position as we see play commence. Leanne Del Tozo can't penetrate, finds the ball up at the point to Shelley Chaplin, who finds Del Tozo again. Favourite spot, but she also can't find the bottom of the net as Natalie Alexander finds the ball. She's going to have to get the ball over, and they've done well there.
Nice move by Amber Merritt to screen with the ball. A lot of people don't do that in our games. With the ball handler, you can still affect the screen if you're prepared to use the chair skills.
Notice a lot more movement here from Amber Merritt, and it is interesting that, you know, perhaps if she's able to draw that defense and take them to a bit of an inactive spot on her offensive end, or take players as low as possible, or take players away, that she might create a little bit more of an opportunity for her teammates, as we see more of the Sergio. Victoria's decided to go this far. Anita Belly maybe for that offensive factor.
Yeah. She is certainly taller in and around the basket.
You can see a nice little 2-on-1, and again,
There's a quick pass there.
much better play, but you know, although we have said it the whole game that, you know, they will connect, they need to start connecting at the moment. The scoreboard's telling us Laura trying to bounce off. Very smart play there. Saving on the years, really.
Coaches are really happy with that. That's something they worked at the last camp, is to bounce off. Probably didn't affect it as effectively as she could by stopping the whole chair, but she got control of the chair and finished one of the basket.
You know, really, you know, number one, I guess you're controlling your chair, but number two, you also provide an opportunity to draw a foul. So, with that behind the chair contact. So, Mandel Tozo will pick up play, being still out Mel Adams. That would be music to your ears, Tom.
Right, that's the talent rise, and that's 12 months in the game, and she's already understanding how to take a great shooter to the basket.
Blown out to a 9-point lead here.
First, they're going to have to do something here. If they can't score here, it's probably time for a timeout.
There we go. Smart play. Rebecca Vinci, can she capitalise? Oh no, they're great looks. Oh, that unconventional shot works the treat again. So,
well, she draws the check, draws the foul, but as a coach, I'd sort of put my head in my lap on that one, I think.
I've certainly seen it work before. So, you know, that unconventional shot is sometimes used for the smaller mid to low point player who needs to get a shot up late in the shot clock, get the ball behind your head. Dirk Nowitzki creates a bit of an opportunity just to take that defender away, get a bit more height on the shot, but probably someone Rebecca's size, she can probably put the ball straight up and put it up. She's quite
Especially she doesn't need to do it two-handed.
Yeah, she's quite a tall girl, but free throw shooting, it's not too bad, 1 or 2, which is good.
Yep.
So,
Needed that. Victoria on a bit of a run. And they look to be cracking them open quite easily here now. First up the floor, 2, 2.5 and a 4.5 up the floor. Obviously the tactics from Scully is to target the that could be a dangerous tactic because the other girls on the team are all capable of ball handling. Even Mel Adams, at one point on the floor, has a good capability of ball handling.
I actually don't mind this move from Priscari, very aggressive. One of the things I didn't like then though was the fact that Sarah Vinci ends up with a match-up on Liam Galposa, which is probably Sarah Vinci, a very good defender in her
good deflection there. Post up. Again, needs to take the time underneath that basket. She's done it again. It's a little bit silly. She might not be hitting the basket, but she's certainly causing some disturbance on the defensive end.
You see a bit of backcourt action here. They're really targeting Amber now on both ends, Amber Merritt, that is. Which is, you know, that's the way the basketball is played, to take away the biggest threat and work from there.
What you do as well, you tire them out. But she can bring underneath the basket. So, Amber Merritt's got to work back. She's going to be tired by the time we get to the end. Natalie Alexander needs to convert. That's one example of the girl. Probably hasn't done a lot of training. She's in the under 25 squad, but she's been doing her teaching practical sessions. So she's been out of action for 4 months as far as training on the rider team. Just coming back into it end of October, beginning of November. There's Merritt putting her hand up.
Probably not probably not too bad. It was Leanne Dalpozo gave a nice little dish off to Charlie Chaplin with a result in a basket, so maybe a smart foul there, boy.
Look, it's something we teach to do. It's the old European concept. Don't just have the easy basket. Sometimes it's Hayes to do a small little foul underneath.
Rebecca Vinci with the
Got into the dribble it, didn't he? And basically got a bit of kick contact from Gelso, so he stayed in the field.
you see Mel Adams in down the ball. She's turned it over as well. Just some of the parents here a little bit at the moment. Just need to take the air out of the game and.
You wonder why coaches have grey hair.
Thank God that my hair was already going grey long before I was a coach.
Young yet. You've got a long way to go in the coaching speed, but you'll also grey hair and you can go and do it.
League blowing out now to 12 points. Gary's still fairly relaxed on the bench. He obviously keeps this game still within reach and just need to start converting. You know, they've had the looks, Tom. It's just been very hard. You know, when you're not converting, you know, it really takes the air out of your teams. You see, unfortunately, Western Park send it over again, but
fundamentals, Jeremy, they're not doing well. I mean, Inglis caught the ball there facing the wrong direction, you know. There's things like that. As a coach, you know, slows down the offense, allows the defense time to get into position. Here's Laura again. Knocks her game.
a little bit of soft chair contact, but still a foul. You can't bump the player on the ball, and you know, it would have altered her shot. So, but good balance there. She's lining up from 7th. She's doing the
Stars have only got 1 point though, quarter. They've only scored 12-1 at the moment, so that's not a good sign.
She's missed, and that would be for the great delight of John Cesari. Hopefully for a lucky bounce, and a bit unlucky not to draw the foul there. But the foul's now gone the other way and being called on George Inglis, so it's going to the line. And that'll be the third foul. They're running out of options. In terms of the bench, because of course George's points isn't really conducive to probably the points that they want to sub, but Laura will go to the line for 2 more. And, you know, she's done the damage this quarter. She's really been that X factor that was needed.
Yeah, I'd like to see her put a bit more work into the free throw shooting. She's good in and around the basket, but free throw shooting is something we need to talk to Coach Goody down in Victoria about.
I think one of the things I really do like about her is the fact that she's got a really correct form, and you know, she looks like that she has the same routine every time. No matter what she does.
I think it's just volume for her. Getting out the shooting free throw after free throw after free throw.
That's a very good pass there from Georgia Inglis, and you know, Sarah Vinci, she doesn't miss, and from that range, 13 points, you know, certainly not out of realms, and you know, at the moment they're just doing a number on hand. They're doing a number on hand. Merit is we see Mel Adams looks like she's taking a tumble, and hopefully she's I know she had some tape on her shoulder from a previous injury time.
Yeah, look, she has got a shoulder injury that we're hoping to get fixed when the season's over. She also, like Sarah Vinci, is a wrist injury, so she's going to have surgery on after the season, so that'll set her up for the rest of it. But yeah, certainly she's a tough little rooster. You will find that she does that for precautionary reasons more than anything else. She doesn't play with a bit of pain in the wrist at this stage, but she's been doing that for the last 4 rounds, so no different.
Is she in the age bracket for the under 25 team?
Unfortunately, she's not. Mel's 26 years of age now and turning 27, so she's started a little late with us, but look, from what we've seen in the 12 months in the program with us, doing all she can, and she's great little worker. She certainly is in contention. We've got a number of 5 pointers in our program at the moment. Put any one of the 5 in that squad.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting points class because you know, in my experience in wheelchair basketball, the teams usually usually struggle in one class at a time. It's just the nature of the beast, but Sean Inglis finding a range and actually give her some confidence, you know. She's a pretty outside shooter. Just obviously need to find the ball a little bit more in dangerous spots. As has a spin, Mel Adams bang, got him again. And a good recovery there by Inglis. Just get a hand up, but unfortunately just too little too late. Delto's got a she's a competitor and she's a professional under the basket.
Mel Adams, good recognition there. She realised that Sarah Vinci was trying to get in between her and Leanne Delcoso. She stopped the chair and prevented Sarah from getting there, which created a movement to the basket. There's a movement from Adams. She's probably better this.
She has to. It's like a nice left-handed side shot.
Yeah, look, she's very calm. She doesn't want it. I suppose she's got experience She's really enjoying the basketball too, which really helps.
Also a little play there by the first basket they need to get back to. They worked really well in the first quarter, but really struggled in this quarter.
They're starting to get some points now, though, Jerry. And that's the first thing, is put some points on the board and create pressure.
Nice mark there by Leanne Delcoso.
I like the way she gets her angle. She's got it wrong there, but she tries to get herself on the angle. She's only going to get better at that the more she does it.
It's interesting this quarter, so it looks like that Perth has decided to leave Mel open the low time. Look, that can have advantages and disadvantages. That's a good pass because Anderson's trying to find some form in the game, but instead of trying to take a couple off the ball, she creates just a better outcome for a team. And Matt Alexander just got away for money. So
they'd like to look at first match up here. They've got it right, switching, trying to hold on. Delcoso, nice, tough finish. Tough finish. The whole hard. Back to self and get the result.
Very strong on that right side. Of course, no unevenness in her ability in terms of strength, and possibly could have passed, but has done pretty well to get the ball back. Unconventional, so didn't quite work that time. But
I think she blew it there, Jeremy, because she could have passed it out to Alexander, who was open on the other side of the basket. So a hold in the play there. Probably a reset of the shot clock hasn't gone off.
It would have been pretty close to a back court 8 seconds there. I think they might be disappointed with that call.
Hard, there was a lot of pressure. It'll be interesting to see if he sets it at 15.
They've set it at, by the sounds of it, I think they set it at 17 seconds.
Yeah, so we're still inside the 8 seconds by the count there.
So the ball's going to be progressed over half by the rest of it, so they're going to get bailed out here a little bit. Dave Gould looking to influence the referee, as good coaches do. Always good to have that conversation and never goes astray, but he's a great intellect of the game.
So he's just taken Laura Passaggio out and brought Ellie Cole back in. That's a good recognition from David. He recognised that Laura is an impact player. Also connected on line 2. Sharp burst. 6 points under the basket in that last phase of play. So now he's going to put fresh arms out there with Ellie Cole and see what we can get from that.
What they're really missing at the moment, of course, that she's a great 1-point kicking and shooting. She just great another ball carrier at the moment.
I think the missing more than the ball carrying duties of Claire Dock. Jeremy is a defense. She wins the last line of defense for Perth, and it's not there tonight. You can tell once they get over that halfway line, they're up to the races.
You see Alan Cole didn't make a good decision. He was the ball.
Sits up high on the chair.
Some not too bad there. Obviously they'll find a.
Look at it push Ellie Cole goes through the hole, straight through the middle, and that's good as well. Sets herself, and good control, but Amber Merritt, good defense as well to get her out of there.
She's such a tall athlete, and she's got what it takes. She's got what it takes because she's a swimmer, and that dedication is what it's going to require to be the best.
Well, she's got the elite athlete mentality and processes already. Nutrition, training regime, looking after your body, strength and conditioning work. So she understands what it is. She's a London Paralympian, so she understands what it takes to be that elite. Some athletes that you get, you can teach them how to be elite athletes first. With Ellie, you don't have to do that. She's already got that. We just have to teach her the nuances of the wheelchair athlete.
I think Dave at Gould and Sean Gleason having a chat now, technical discussion. I think the understanding was that they called cross court, but unfortunately for David, I'm to understand that the rule is Rebecca Vinci over connect. But the rule is, I think it is the last person to touch the ball. And it looks like turnover in Victoria. The WA Western Stars will get an opportunity for one shot, and it'll be probably don't want this person with ball in hand. Sarah Vinci looking at it. Not a bad attempt. Let's try the ring. I think that would have given them a nice boost into the three-quarter time break. There's a 51-36 point lead to Victoria, and it looks like they've got the matchups right now.
It's 23-11 that call to the Victorians. So in the second quarter, they came from their breakaway offence. Perth trying to play up the floor defence. Unfortunately, didn't cover the safeties very well, and they've left a lot of over games. Your percentages are going to go up. Currently, Victoria shooting at 57% compared to the Stars 36%. As the Rollers found out in the World Championship when they were in the semi-final against Turkey, and they were down 22 points. What could they do? Well, we've got to shoot the ball quicker. If we're going to battle this out, and they've got 50 shots and we've got 50 shots, we're not going to get there. So we've got to increase the number of shots we take, and as Coach Ettridge did with his players, he did it very well. They got down the floor quicker, they took quicker shots, and they basically doubled the number of shots in the second half. So it's now history.
Yeah, one of the probably, I've seen a lot of basketball possibly over 7 or 8 years. That was probably the best game I've seen. It was probably the best half of basketball. I'm sure not the best game, but I'm sure Ben Ettridge wouldn't have been thrilled with the first half of basketball, but that second half was very
It was very similar to 2010. I was fortunate enough to be with the Rollers at that stage. And, I remember we were playing the US in the semi-final, and we were down by 7 at the three-quarter, and the boys rolled in at the three-quarter and said, if we're going to go down hard, and let's just give it everything we've got. We ended up winning that fourth quarter 25-7, taking themselves to the semi-final, and then eventually the big chance in the gold medal game. So, it's a Rollers mentality, and it's one of the things that I don't want the Lions to be the Rollers in no way, shape or form, but it's that toughness, that ability to dig in when things are down, and our girls are starting to get that. They're starting to get that mental toughness, and I think that's going to be a big factor for us going into Rio.
Start the third quarter, we've got Shelley Chapman down in the ball. Now Adams, the old 1-2, called a foul here on Amber Merritt. That will be her third, possibly. Yeah, third foul. Probably not too many concerns there, but
no, I don't think so.
The ball back to Mel Adams, and
it's an all or nothing game now, isn't it? You've got to play it now.
Shelley Chapman over and back by about a millimetre. If you see the ball going to Del Tozo, being trailed there by, called the foul from behind, being trailed by Georgia Inglis, and being called the chair push from behind. Kaskari not happy with that, and calling the fourth foul, so she can't afford to go right here. She needs to be out there, and Kaskari made the right decision to jump out, but you've got to be careful from there not to make that foul.
She wasn't going to get to the ball. You leave your hand in the vicinity, you're going to get called, aren't you?
Yeah, and it's one of the first things that we teach our players to not take their hands off their wheels, which is number one, and then number two, to make sure you control your chair. And unfortunately, she did both of them. So, it's unfortunate, but Landell Tozer makes the first foul, and makes the second one count. So, Hannah Alexander, she's another interesting player. She's been around the scene for a while. Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe she went to the Under-25 Championship last time as well.
She's training quite extensively there, so as I said, the last 12 months she hasn't really put in much training with her university studies taking precedence. She made a conscious decision around that. We met at the beginning of the year, and as I suggested to her, it's probably better to get her university studies out of the way, so next year she can concentrate on the Under-25. So I'm really excited to see her come back at the end of this month, and she'll be back in full training. she'll be a force because she's very smart. She's a very clever basketball IQ player. The thing that's only limiting her at the moment is her fitness and her speed, but that will come from her strength and conditioning and her training. But if you look at her play, she seems to find herself in the space and find the right spot most of the time. So the shooting's obviously not on track as we just saw there, but there's a lot to like about Natalie Alexander.
She's got a nice action, I think, like you said, that repetition and the training regime. So you have a look back here, probably not in picture for the folks at home, but now Sarah Vinci finally recognised that the opportunity for Amber Merritt. They should get a bit of seal action here, and but unfortunately the ball, I think Georgia just Amber Merritt ball played her lunch, unfortunately.
Well, I don't think the pass was overly for Amber. I think Rebecca Vinci passed it to Georgia Inglis, who wasn't interested in the pass. She was trying to set a seal.
We see Nat Alexander, player of the moment, being able to swing the ball to Georgia Inglis and have a look, trying to knock it down. But yeah, she's an impressive player, and really, I know Georgia's just a great girl and someone you really want around your basketball club because good things are going to happen. And I'm sure that she'll be disappointed. Obviously, she missed out on that World Championship opportunity, but she's got a big future.
She's successful. She's young. She's got a bit to learn. Last year she was probably playing within a comfort zone. Outside of that comfort zone. She really put herself out in that extreme zone where she tries things that she wouldn't normally try. And that's all she needed. She just needed that jolt to get her going in there. And it's shown this season in the national league with her shooting threes, controlling the ball. She's a threat. The defense is getting stronger. So next year will be a big year for Georgia with the 25s. And obviously, you have to keep working with the Lions team.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I completely agree. And look, she's only going to get better as she's so young. She's in a great environment, and obviously it looks like it's not going to happen for her tonight. But all the stars that they're obviously missing Claire Knight. It's just a massive loss.
It's 22 points up at the moment.
2 points.
Interesting to see whether Coach Gill and Coach Hodgson look to make the rotation. It's like Kashkari's made that move now to bring the young girl on, which is really good coaching, I think, to give her this experience in such an important game. And of course, it's going to be hard for them to come back. But I really enjoy this move. So, John Kashkari, as I said, he's a smart coach and very well respected. With his, I really hope he stays around because he's had a great influence on this group, and he's one of the nice guys in the sport.
He certainly is, a good gentleman. So I like the way the game. First trip away, she ended up first game of the season for her, 11 minutes on court. So you can't ask for much better than that. He's a believer in the system. He and I have spoken about the system and fully supports what we're trying to do as far as developing the system. And Jade obviously will be a real example. As you can see by her chair skills, pretty quick. She's going to be a player of the future.
She's played really smart. Looks like she knows when to pick and when to go to the basket. It's a really fine line, and I'm sure it's something you as a coach, I know that I've certainly had issues at times trying to teach players when to pick and when to pick and when to not. So as we see the great Richard, that might
be a second lot of points. She's on 4, I think.
She's done a good job there. Yeah, well, it's a good story. Obviously, you had to knock down a shot in a big final, so she's done a good job. And it looks like it might be Kathleen O'Kelly Kennedy's old chair by the looks of it.
It is, I believe it is. Kathleen and Amber had a great deal of influence on young Jade, and Brad Ness with the Red Dust Hills over there. They're doing a great job in their communities to promote, Indigenous sport, and obviously the sport of wheelchair basketball. And Jade's part of that group, the Outback Assembly. It's great to see. It's a good avenue. need more of these sort of organisations. I actually was lucky enough to spend the day at Murray State School here in Brisbane with Brad Scatman. Met Prince, one of the elders of the Aboriginal tribes, and it was a fantastic day with the young kids out there, and we had a ball. You know, all wanted to get in the chairs, and healthy smiling, healthy kids, and sharing the passion of the wheelchair basketball sport. It was fantastic.
And that's obviously that's their big push, and they're doing a great job of it. It's just to spread, create community awareness through wheelchair basketball, and it's a great initiative. And I know Kathleen Kelly said Claire and Brad as well involved in that, and the Bullets have had a bit to do with it as well.
Bullets in the comments.
Yes, Bullets in the comments through, of course, RSL Queensland member Rob McPherson. So, which has been, it's been good as Georgia and just puts up a shot. And I have to mention Riley Prestwich coming into the game for her first run. You might know a little bit more about her, Tom.
Yeah, look, young Kylie, I've got a lot of time for young Kylie. She's Georgia English, it's free, there you go, she's probably yeah, young Kylie, an up-and-coming basketball player in the game. Unfortunately, since spent a lot of time in and out of hospital with the body and all the ramifications of the impact of a head-on accident would cause, and she's just coming herself back into the sport of wheelchair basketball, which is great to see. She's a really enthusiastic sportswoman and loves the sport, of football, of cricket, everything that she can get her eyes on to, she does, and it's good to see her out on the floor tonight.
Seen Natalie Alexander being able to knock it down, and this is what we probably needed a little bit earlier. But it's good to see that Perth, WA, are able to find some of their range. It doesn't look like Johnson Surrey too worried, and the coaching staff, they'd be happy with the performance. Victoria, I think, I think they're a team. It looks like they're going to head through to the finals. I wouldn't be surprised to see them make the. I wouldn't be surprised to see them make a game of it. Yeah, a game of it tomorrow night. Definitely. I know that Lisa Pesh and Kathleen Kelly Kennedy, of course, are going to make a big difference. But at the same time, these girls are look like they're starting to hit their straps. And I'll tell you what, if they can hit their straps, later in the season like they have been, they'll really push them to the
They've got a strategy that could do the Bears a little bit. They've got probably enough height to match the Bears. The question will be is if the Bears can shut down all the strike weapons that Victoria actually have. But they've got a good overall team as well. Adams puts another one away.
She must be up to double figures now, Tom.
I'm taking the right options. I think the X factor is going to be if Victoria can stop Kylie Goucher at the pace. They can certainly match Kathleen and Lisa as far as speed. Whether they can match them for height and stop them getting into keyway, that's another thing to be seen. But whether Kylie Goucher can be stopped, and she's trusting them open, then Kathleen and Lisa and Munro Kelly Griffin, they're just going to have a field day.
We've just seen Sarah Vinci unfortunately passing the ball to the opposition. Happens to the but they got bailed out. Shelley Chaplin missed it up down the other end there, but Merritt's able to put it away. So still going back to 15 points. So look, a respectable margin, and been better, of course, in the last quarter here from the WA Be Active Western Stars, of course. But having a look here at Tina McKenzie, I really think she could be the X-Factor tomorrow night. I know that she plays a very just a solid role for the team, good ball distributor. She'll knock down the shots, and I know that she's missed on that occasion. Just another handy ball carrier who works off the ball and really understands that mix. And I really think that if she can come out and have a good game, I think they could really test them.
I think the only mark that probably goes against Tina McKenzie is she hasn't done a lot of training, so her shooting percentages under fatigue conditions may not stand up. Now, I could be wrong, but I've seen her shooting across a couple of rounds now, and great player, reads the game really well, gets open. Teams identify her as possibly a weak shooting link at this stage. She was a great shooter, but of course she's not putting in the volume for training at the moment. It's a bit like Brett Stiffness in the National League. Brett was probably down on percentages this year compared to other years where he was in full training. So it's use it or lose it type scenario for teams. So we'll see. I hope tomorrow she can put it together and score a few.
As we see Mel Adams taking another tumble. That's not good for her shoulders, but Coach Oxley give her a hand, but the girls
Good
have...
moral support from Coach Oxley.
Yeah, no, he's run over you like that, so...
That's BA at its finest coming in to help out in the end, so well done to Michael.
Another Queensland product there, so... but the girls were able to help her up, and look, you know, it's one thing that in the girls' league in particular, they seem to be quite a competitive league, but they, they're out there to win, but they're also looking after each other and really enjoy the support and picked up a trouble there from Mel Adam, but they really enjoy the support and even the league's only 5 teams deep, maybe 10 players a team, maybe 9 or some. You probably see most of these girls at some gliders camp along the way at some stage.
They selected names for all the national leagues and available players, and I think there was some 36 or 38 available players in the country. Since then now we've gone to 68, so we've got 30 extra wheelchair basketball players identified, and there's a number of younger players that aren't in the national league yet. Our aim is to try and get them to national league standards so we can increase the number of teams. We've got a number of 3 or 4 girls down in Victoria yet to play national league, young players with exciting talent coming through. Queensland, we've probably got 7 or 8 exciting young players coming through. Western Australia, as I said to you earlier, has got 3 or 4 at this time. Sydney Flames and some of the younger guys. I'm hopeful in the next 2 years we'll have it. And my aim is by 2020 to have at least 8 teams in the competition. It'll be a nice healthy competition.
And that might be everyone, I reckon, on the Victorian side might have hit the scoreboard there. It's only a little achievement in itself. As we've seen that Alexander, she's lighting up late in the game, and that'll bring it down to about, that should bring it to a 13-point game, which is a respectable margin. And, both teams have battled hard, but Victoria proved a little bit superior as and Del Tozo runs down the clock, and that'll be all she wrote. And Victoria will go through to the finals tomorrow night to play the Good Camp Bears in a game that really I think the Bears would be favourite, but it'll be interesting to see how that one pans out.
Tomorrow night they get the top lineup. Well, see, Jeremy, it's going to be an exciting weekend, and see who ends up a champion on Sunday.
Well, that's all for us tonight. Hopefully you can join us tomorrow night, Brisbane time at 6 p.m, and you'll be catching the Good Camp Bears taking on the Victorian team. Yep. That was not a good article. That was